Hi friends, welcome back to my crafty desk. No, I'm just kidding. It's way over there, but you'll see it. Welcome back to my crafty space. That's what I should say today. Hi friends, welcome back to my crafty space. Sandra here at Blossom and Inspire, and I am kind of in the I think I'm in the calm before the next storm of resetting my craft space. I had big ideas, huge, and then I have a big space. However, I thought my space was bigger when I started moving things around. So I want to give you an update so you can see where we are at. I will link the video I did before this one in the description box if you want to see it. It was just shortly before this one, but I decided I wanted to move stuff around. And in the other one, I had a big dresser here, and I said, "Oh, I'm getting rid of it." I had my doilies in there. There's different types of doilies. I had like my napkins. I don't know, not my paper napkins. I'm gonna show you because I obviously cannot get the words out. And I did say that I wanted to take my stamps and get them off this wooden piece, which used to be over there. I'll show you. Because I didn't want to bend down on the floor anymore. So what I did is I decided, you know what? I have these cute little chairs. I have one that's a rolly chair that I use. Don't mind those clothes there. Those belong to Wanda. I bought this vintage outfit for her at a thrift store in this cute little jacket. So I like to dress my mannequin up. Because what girl does not want her own doll? Anyhow, so I moved my paper thing over here. All that lace, I used to have that there, but we're moving the lace into the other room. So I moved my paper there. I thought, there's my 12 by 12. I have a dumping area and those drawers. I actually do utilize those and know what's in there because it's all paper. So even though they're closed and I can't see through them, I know what's in there, but I do get into it. So I moved my paper. And when I'm done, we can do a little bit more close up on how I'm sort of storing stuff, but I'm really not the greatest at, because I change it all the time. I decided to keep my stamps here, but what I did is I used the top shelf. I used to have a bunch of other containers on top with unfinished projects, and I decided to make a new space for that. So this little stool is just in the way. I'm still in reset mode. I just want to show you like a mid update. Like, what does it look like when Sandra's going nutso in her craft room? This is what it looks like. I pull it all apart. I had to clean it up somewhat because I couldn't walk through here. This whole area was like packed with stuff because I'm moving things. To move things, I have to take them apart. I was going to take the beads and the buttons out of here. For now, they're going to stay. And I think they're going to stay just as they are. So let's just start back here. My wet room is, I try not to like over store things that don't belong in here as I'm moving because it'll just become a horrible mess. However, with that being said, there's a couple things like, this is like all my vintage ornaments that I've collected, which I don't decorate with. I just like them. I got to figure out something to do with them. I don't want them to get broke, so I put them in here. And then I have a couple little things here, nothing major. So as you can see, I'm still kind of keeping it cleaned up in here, or, you know, not packing it full. These are the two tables that I would work at and do other projects on, and that used to be where I would sit and do collaging, like my not mixed media. Oh, what is it called? You know, the fun, just whatever, collage, paper collage. The closet is my storage area, so I'm going to be going through some of these arts and craft things and see what do I really use and what can go into my garage, because a lot of it can go into my garage. I have an area in there where things that don't have to be temperature controlled, and then I did bring stuff from the guest room that I had stored in that little closet. I brought them in here, but you can't tell, can you? Because it's still like it's so packed in here. Would you know? Would you know? I know. So let me turn from here. I'm gonna try to go slow. Okay, all my Reader Digest books that I never did do anything with. Oh, okay, let me catch my breath. So now when I look out here, I'm gonna walk out this way. I decided to keep that piece of furniture there. I'm gonna be taking all the ribbons and things out of it though, and it's gonna go into the fabric room. And then I'll go back to where I stored my glues, my tapes, just excess things. I may put my threads in there for the sewing machine. I'm not really sure yet, but it's going to be things like that I absolutely would look for in an area that I don't have to see it. So that's what I like to do with those. I do like to have some closed storage, but as you can see in my craft room, the majority of my storage is open. I have to see it or I will never ever use it. And I have to downsize what I have because I am not keeping track of it very well and I'm not using it. So I have a lot, and this means for me sharing. I'm going to be sharing. I'm going to be doing a lot of sharing. I'm going to do some selling, but I'm going to be doing a lot of sharing because I can and I want to, and I have so much stuff. So I'm going to leave my computers right here. My printers right here. I have two different printers. That one is just black and white. That is my color one. That's my station there. All these books are for my, what's it called? The collaging surrealism, my surrealism collages. This is what these books are for. So they're going to be, they're going to be moving. So I need to get my space together and only have in here what I actually use. That's where I'm going to keep all my unfinished projects in that section there, which may stay over there. I'm not sure. This empty spot on the wall here is where that big white bookshelf that I moved over there was sitting. So I have this space right here. This is a big mess, but I do like what I have here. So this is what I was trying to do before, is getting already made ephemera and simple pieces to make ephemera in this area. I love using index cards, so I like to keep them close by. Things like that. If that makes sense. So not all my ephemera making stuff will be right here, but I think for the most part, a lot of the stuff that I like to use. I'm trying to get this area kind of organized a little bit better, where I've been working on this, where I have things that I like to use a lot. I know I wasn't going to show you in detail, but like some jewelry findings, some things that I would do closures for the books, some beads. I've got bells in there. They don't really actually go in there. And some little bits of jewelry and paper clips and things like that. And then back behind me, I decided I'm going to leave this. So I was going to move all of this stuff here, and I was going to flip my desk around, and I was going to put it all over there and move this TV over to this wall. And then I'm going to point you up so you can see my ceiling lights. I realize I have all these lights that my husband put in, which I don't like them, but I won't tell him that because he worked really hard, but I don't like them. No, they're okay. I think we just need a different type of light. I had eye surgery, and I think that's what it is. So we had brighter lights in. The light was bouncing like crazy and bugging me, making my eyes flicker. And then, so he put the yellowy lights in, which was softer and better, but now my videos are crazy and I get a lot of shadowing. Like there's no winning. I feel bad, so I'm not going to tell him again to change them, because it probably takes, I don't know, I would say 10 minutes, or at least 10 minutes per light when he's changing them, because you got to climb up there, unhook it, get it all hooked back in, stick it back in the ceiling. Like it's a to-do. It is a big to-do. And there's a lot of them. So he put lots of these everywhere, except so underneath here, this is where my, what do you call that? Furnace piping. Oh my gosh, all my words have been escaping me. Anyhow, duct system is underneath here. So because of that, there's no lights. So I have this big dark space right there, and there's a beam, and I have to leave the beam there if I want my ceiling from the basement floor, from this main floor, to stay in place. I need that to stay there. So the beam stays. So what I decided to do is keep my computers, my printers over there. I have a lamp, that's fine. I can put my unfinished projects there because I'm not actually working on them. I think that works because I don't have to have so much light. I do have light in this area. It's just, it gets a little bit dark right here. I feel like it's a separation. All right, enough of that. Still haven't decided how I'm going to wrangle in this space right here, so I'm leaving it as is for the moment. It's not bothering me. This is my big, giant, fluffy leather chair, and my super comfy warm blankie from my Aunt Violet that I keep right there, and that adorable pillow, because I have to have that. So this chair is big, but it's gonna stay because I like to sit down in my chair in my craft room and hang out. I like to sit here. I can watch TV, a show, a movie. Now we'll do the walkthrough. This table here is just a metal table. Both those sides go up and down. I got it at a yard sale. I think I paid $1 for it. So now we'll come back here. So again, there's that white bookshelf. I moved it over here. I've got all my paper, folders. I actually have to go through these folders. So I have all the paper right there, right there. I have my stamps right there. I'm generally good about keeping this area cleared off. I usually just try to use only one side if I'm gonna be stacking something for the moment. Or I'll keep a project in a tray and I'll set it there if I'm moving them, shifting them from my desk. I've been working on a way to work on multiple projects as I'm filming, but being able to contain it but not hide it. So I have found that I have these big trays. They're heavy, they're wood, they're nice though, and I'll stick all the project in there and then I can just like simply put it right there. I have beads. Actually, here's one right here. So see, I have all those beads and jewelry in there, so when I'm making dangles, I can just go grab this tray. I'm still working out of it. I know I have a lot of things in there that I like to work with. So I can set that there, or I can even slide it down there if I needed the space underneath there. But what I also wanted to point out, what I like about this area here, the reason why I went ahead with this setup is because I can grab stamps, I can grab paper here and here. If I just need to test something out, I have my table right here, I have a chair right there, and I also have this little wooden chair right here that I can sit in. I'm finding that I have to sit down. My knees, they're not so happy, and I definitely can't bend down on this floor because my knees will really not be happy for days or weeks. So I thought I just need to get some chairs to sit down and that I can move around in. And I love rolling around. I'll like roll all the way down there. I'll just give myself a good push and a kick or whatever, and I'll just roll down there and then I roll back. And I've only fallen out of the chair one time, so I know not to kick a certain way. So anyways, I'll have this stamp right here. I can test my stamps out. I don't have to take everything all the way back around there to work. And I also decided I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna attack this station later. This is an ever working, a work in progress clearing off station because this is where I put a lot of stuff I'm working on, things that I want to replicate of other people's things that I have been gifted or I have bought, that I want to be like, hey, how can I do this and put my spin on it? I like to keep a lot of mediums here that I like to work with, and I don't want to go hunting for them. But I do have a lot of things here that can move into a different area if they need to. I'm going to go ahead and still keep some fabrics and trims and laces out here in these little baskets for like to do things. But as you can see, I have far too many choices, so I need to narrow that down a little bit better. I'm going to find something else to kind of to hold it in. I have more paper back here that I just need to go through, but I have a lot of my go-to grabs. But I also have a tendency when I'm in a hurry just to stick stuff back there. So now it's a big giant mess and it needs to be fixed. I love how this is kind of working out right here. I love having my journals right there. I love having some baskets, and I used to have them label. I was labeling them right here, so like my scrap baskets. So I like that. I do my eyelet stuff a lot and jewelry stuff right here, so I've been kind of moving things like that. And there's my desk, and there's all of Jamie's journals, which we're going to be doing a flip through. And there's my book of pockets, my friendship book of pockets I've been working in. Kat made that for me. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love this book. I love this book so much, and I've been working in it. I'm trying to get everything in there. I just don't give myself time, and I love this book so much, and I thought I need to spend time in here, because when I spend time in here, I spend time with Kat. And I love hanging out with her. I love hanging out with everybody, but I mean, do you know what I mean? So that's what I love about my journals up there, and any of the parts and pieces that my friends send to me and they gift to me, whether it's a gift or I purchase it, however it comes, I feel my friends. So call me kooky, that's okay. I enjoy that word. So I decided my desk needs to be in the middle of my room. I like it. I'm gonna leave it that way. I don't mind when I walk in there. So let me come out. I took all that lace right here out. That went into that room. This will be downsized, but my coat rack will still stay here. Maybe we'll see it one day for all the time, when I walk by. So there you go. There's my little view of my craft room. Now, I cleaned up this a little bit. I took that big wicker piece that was right here. It had a fabrics on it, so it went in there. And then I had to pop into my husband's office because I had to go get some stuff out of my closet to stick into his closet. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wanda's gonna fall. There we go. So that door just slides shut, and then I have Wanda just hanging out. Oh, my doilies are still hanging in there. They're gonna come off, and the yarn is going to stay in there, at least for now. And all my sewing things are gonna stay there, and that's gonna all stay like that. Well, that's not gonna stay. That'll get cleaned up, but it's gonna stay like that. When you go to a buffet, at least for me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everything looks so delicious. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and before I know it, I have a heaping tower of food on my plate. And then I can't even eat it because my eyes were definitely bigger than my stomach. Well, anyways, that's what happened in this room. I was like, I have this giant bedroom, which, my friends, it really is a big bedroom. but boy, did it shrink real fast. All right, so there's my Christmas tree. I pulled it out of that closet. I told you I have it wrapped up in cellophane. I just wrapped it up. I'm like, it's decorated. I like it. I can just fluff it up later. But anyways, not all my decorations are on it, but the majority of them are. So this is gonna stay. I said I thought about moving this and changing it, but that's gonna stay, at least for right now. There's the ottoman that goes to my chair. That usually sits underneath the table somewhere. And there's all my books. I have to pull them, and I need to say goodbye to them. I've been listening to books I don't have time to sit and read. I miss reading. I love reading. I listen to my books now on what is that, Audible or Chirp, I think is the one I use. I listen to my books now because I can craft and listen to my book. Where if I'm reading my book, I can only either read my book or I can craft. Does that make sense? So you gotta, choose your battles. So now here's what I wanted to show you. So I decided, I have moved this stuff around so much. And yes, I have moved everything by myself. Everything. And I've done it with in a day and a half. This is how far I've gotten. Well, first of all, let me show you, because I don't want you to think like I'm the superwoman. Look at my room here. This is my laundry room. I can't get in it. See? Look at, there's my tree. There's those dresses. I can squeeze through the dresses. And then I have to like hop over the ball. Just kidding. There is a rack right here. I took it out. I had to unload everything, and then I took it out and I took it to that new room. And then, so I can still get to the washer and dryer and to the freezers. And that pile of books, that's all fabric in there. It's all fabric. And then there's some home decor stuff that's gonna go when I get a new rack in here. But I figured this room wasn't that important to have a rack. So I wanted a dedicated shipping station. I needed a place where I could tape up boxes, address things, package things, and this is gonna do that for me. It's nice and it's sturdy, and I can store my boxes, my packaging things. I can store, all these things are gonna come out, so I'll be able to store like my tapes, my markers, my pens. I can have, an address book in there if I wanted to. I could just, I'm pretty old school. So I can do all that, and I have this spot, whoops. And in situational times of the year, I have a workspace to do a project or to lay things that need to be dried. So there is that to go with this. Then inside this closet, which I couldn't get into before, because I had the a rack in there. I have this house coat, which I don't wear that. I need to get rid of that. But this is my wedding. So here's some clothes that that I have purchased to cut up. So I thought I just gonna hang them up so I can see them. This is a Halloween costume, so I'll probably keep that. My friend Deb made for me. And then this is my wedding dress. This is what I wore when Jason and I got married, and I'm gonna cut that up. And I'm gonna make some stuff with it, and then I think I'm gonna share pieces of this when I do cut it up. And a lot of people are like, "You're gonna cut it up? I'm never gonna wear it again." He doesn't have his clothes that he wore. Like, who am I keeping it for? Anyways, so this space right here is also gonna be dedicated for shipping, and also things that I make. I'm gonna put another shelf in there. I have to go purchase a couple more shelving things that I think I would like. I want things that are on wheels. That was one thing I do know. I don't want any structures that are just put in there. I thought about putting shelves in there and just making it a fixed place, but I don't. I want them on wheels because I move things around too much. I'm going to put things that I make, you know, like that I'm doing for giveaways, or things that I'm pulling and I'm going to do for giveaways and shares. And I'm going to use that space inside the closet to keep all that stuff. So when I come around my little desk, which I think this is about 4 feet long, over on this side, I have nothing dedicated to this space. And then I'm going to put this area back here. I think this is where I'm going to put the lace. So, so like all these things right here are things that I'm going to be doing giveaways with, that'll go into my store with, my thank yous, things like that I've been working on. All of that is going to go inside there, so that as I'm working here and packaging, I can just pull from there. Things that I list in my store for sale, I can use these shelves, this area in here, and I can have it pre-set and ready to go. So then I'll have that wall freed up. So that's where I'm going to put my lace. Then I have a 6-foot table, which I thought I could do 2 6-foot tables. It took up too much space. I'm going to do 1 6-foot table. All of that stuff underneath it and on top of it will not be there. It'll have its place. I'll probably be putting that ottoman underneath here, or it'll sit behind here. So, but I wanted a table to work on in here to cut fabric on. And even though it doesn't look like it, I could put another table, whether it's one of those 4x4 card tables, to get extra space if I have to throw fabric over. I can even put another 6-foot table next to this. If I needed the extra space, I can spin the tables. I made sure I have room to do that. So I'm going to put all my doilies, crochet doilies, and all doilies are going to be over there. See, I mean, look at how much space I'm dedicating to it. That's because that's how much stuff I have, and it's time to share. Time to share. Let's see. I like it. I think it's going to be nice. See, I'm walking back behind my little dresser here, and I still have room. I moved that over there, emptied it out. That's going to leave. There's the rack that I stole from the laundry room, fabric, and then I'm going to put, my husband's giving me another one just like this that's still in the box that he bought for his shop. He's going to give it to me to put here. I'm going to see if he has 2. I could put one back in that room. So I'll have 2 fabric racks. Now, let me tell you, 2 fabric racks, like that's a lot of fabric, and that's another reason why I want to downsize. I don't want 2 racks filled with fabric. I just don't. I love having a variety, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to work through it, and I want to make myself a pile that says absolutely love and going to use, and another pile that I'm just attached to for whatever reason. I'm just going to put it in there. I'm not going to worry about why I'm attached to. I'm just going to put it in that pile, and then I'll have another pile that's like, it's really not me. It's just not me. And then from there I'll go through my piles. Does that make sense? So have no idea when that's going to happen. If you even are interested in watching me work through that nonsense, but that's my plan. So there's all that fabric there. Okay, and then the top shelves, I'll put bins, clear bins, and I'll label them, and I'll put other things in there. And this may be where some of that crafting stuff that's in that closet might come here for like Christmas, like, not that it's crafty stuff, but it's like Christmas or Halloween, the holidays that I work on. So this whole thing right here is fabric, so I don't want the fabric in there. And if I have enough room for something, I like having a specific place for the quilted pieces, but there's a lot of fabric, and then I have stuff down here. It's just too much. The lace, I have lace curtains, I have lace dresses, I have lace tablecloths, and then I have lace, and lace. So I need a rack there. I really need a rack there. Maybe I'll see if he has 2 of those metal racks, and I'll put one back there for the lace. I do like that I can move the shelves around. So what do you think? What do you think? And then there's my door. So do I need a door? Maybe I take the door off, I'll have more space. I'm just kidding. All right, I just thought I would give you a little catch up on my plan here, on where I'm at. And it's not the disaster that it was last night, but it's still a little bit of a disaster. I will see you on the next video, my friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for all your encouragement, your enthusiasm, because trust me, I'm living off of that. I'll see you on the next video. Enjoy all your moments. Bye.